Meeting called to order. Will we please stand for the salute to the flag? Freeholder Gill, will you please lead us in the salute?
Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Beasley, absent. Freeholder Bobadilla.
Present.
Freeholder Clark, absent. Freeholder Gill.
Here.
Freeholder Johnson, absent. Freeholder Luciano.
Here.
Freeholder Owens.
Here.
Freeholder Vice President Sebo.
Here.
Freeholder President Watson.
Here. I have before me certification from the clerk that this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Madam Clerk, are there any topics of discussion?
Madam President, there are none.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the public comment session on agenda items for action. Madam Clerk, agenda items for action tonight, we will only vote on ordinance O-2013-00018, and we will have a public hearing on it in just a minute. If there's any member who would like to comment on any issue, please come to the microphone and state your name, affiliation, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Do we have anyone from the public who would like to speak? Please come to the microphone and state your name and affiliation for the record. Okay.
Somebody.
Oh, all right, that's who I was waiting for.
Is this moment for the action item only, or?
No, any regular comment, any issue, on any issue.
How are you?
Fine. State your name and
My name's
affiliation for the
Joel
record,
Torres.
please.
My name is Joel Torres. I'm the Senior Coordinator for the Alcohol and Drug Abuse Prevention Team of Essex County, better known as DEC. Respectfully, I want to thank you for giving me this opportunity, but I'm just going to jump right into what I'm here for today. We're a countywide coalition. We focus on alcohol and drug abuse. We do not do treatment or counseling services. We work on more of the environmental approach of decreasing access and advocating for policy changes to decrease access to alcohol and drugs. We also focus on building youth leaders throughout the entire county, and our main goal right now is to collect data. We currently received a federal fund, the first of its kind here in Essex County, from the Office of National Drug Control Policy through the White House, which focuses on increasing youth activity throughout the entire county and also decreasing drug and alcohol use. We are looking to create youth leaders throughout the entire county with the support of the elected board here and all individuals here in Essex County. But along with that, we are in a need or a requirement to collect data from various districts and communities here in Essex County. With your support, we're hoping to push this initiative of data collection because it will increase the funding that's coming to New Jersey. For those who don't know, the state of New Jersey has not had this opportunity to receive these funds in a while due to the fact that we do not have the data to present the issues that are going on related to drug and alcohol abuse. Hopefully with the support of the public and with the support of this board, we'll be able to collect more of this data, generate more information, and find out what's actually going on in this county. Our group, our coalition, we've been working on various initiatives. We launched a permanent prescription drug drop box in Millburn. We're working on increasing one and bringing one to Orange. These are locations where individuals can come in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and drop off their old or unused prescription medication. Along with that, we're working on, like I said, building youth leaders throughout the entire county. We currently have a contest going on where we're working with various adults to nominate youth, parents, or any type of youth advocates to nominate youth to become inducted into our coalition. They will be working on various initiatives like the ones that we're working on now, but any other initiatives that they want to work on where it comes to focus on drugs and alcohol. We would like your support in this and the other initiatives that we're doing. Hopefully I can have a meeting. Thankfully, Freeholder Gill met with me before. He advised me to come and talk to the rest of the board, and hopefully with your support, we can continue these initiatives to help children and minimize the use of drugs and alcohol throughout the entire county. I have a packet here with more information for everyone, my card and all the information, so please, like I said, feel free to reach out to me and have a happy holiday.
Okay, would the clerk please get the information and pass and review it so we can pass it out to the freeholders. What we will do after reviewing the information, I think this is something Freeholder Gill would like for us to look at and try to see if we can lend any assistance. So we'll get back to you after reviewing the information you're submitting this evening.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Do we have anyone else from the public who would like to speak? Okay. Okay, Madam Clerk, let's go to the public hearing on ordinance O-2013-0018. Please read it.
Ordinance number O-2013-00018, an ordinance appropriating $33,898,952 by the County of Essex for South Orange Avenue traffic, operational, and roadway improvements.
Okay, I hereby declare the public hearing on ordinance O-2013-00018 open. If there is any member of the public who would like to comment for or against this ordinance, please come to the microphone, state your name and affiliation for the record, and you have 3 minutes to speak. Okay, Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that there's no one wishing to speak from the public at this time on this ordinance. Mr. Polavecchio, do you have any questions or comments?
No, only to remind the board that this is the road improvement being done across a number of towns on South Orange Avenue. I believe the board received a plan that shows what the nature of this improvement will be. And again, these are this is the receipt of federal fund there for this improvement.
Mr. McInerney?
Yes, this is, as it says, it's a grant, it's a large grant, and that's why it's not, typically any grants we get are set up in our grant fund. This one's going straight to capital because of the size of it, so we'll have in our capital fund, we'll have a grant receivable of this amount of money, we'll have a corresponding authorization to spend it, and just a little bit different from what we normally do, but it's due to the size of it that it's being handled that way.
Okay. Okay, freeholders, do you have any questions or comments on ordinance O-2013-0018? Freeholders, questions, comments? Okay, freeholders, do I have a motion and a second to close the public hearing on ordinance O-2013?
Second.
0018, moved by Freeholder Vice President Seabold and second by Freeholder Owens. Do I have the same mover and second to approve the ordinance?
Yes.
Okay, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Freeholder Bobadilla absent, Freeholder Beasley absent, Freeholder Bobadilla.
Yes.
Freeholder Clark absent, Freeholder Gill.
Yes.
Freeholder Johnson absent, Freeholder Luciano.
Yes.
Freeholder Owens.
Yes.
Freeholder Vice President Seabold.
Yes.
Freeholder President Watson.
Yes.
So moved.
Madam Clerk, are there any ordinances or resolution on second reading?
Madam President, there is one for listing only.
Okay, the ordinance that we will list is O-2013-00014. Madam Clerk, you can list it at this time.
Okay.
Let's move to, are there any ordinances on first reading?
Madam President, there are none.
Okay, let's move to Resolution 1. And Mr. Scialla is not here this evening, and we have,
Mr. Abramowitz.
Mr. Abramowitz. I've been having my senior moments this tonight. We have Mr. Abramowitz that's will be acting in the place of Rap. Okay, we'll go with resolution number 1. Mr. Abramowitz, would you please explain the resolution?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. Alan Abramowitz, Deputy County Administrator.
Resolution 1 is the Office of the County Council. It's a collective bargaining agreement between the Essex County and the Essex County Corrections Officers, PBA Local 382. This is more or less a housekeeping issue. We have memos of agreements with the PBA going from September 2011 by resolution to September to 2013 rather, and this document is to combine all the MOAs into prior agreements into one full collective bargaining agreement, just to make things easier and more cohesive. And the item resolution 2, 3, and 4 are similar but with different collective bargaining agreements.
Okay. Mr. Barnabas explained to us that resolutions 1, 2, 3, and 4, they're all collective bargaining agreements that we're doing some housekeeping. I think that's the way it was explained to us. Am I correct, Mr.
Yes,
Alberto?
Madam President, yes, and I did speak with County Counsel, Mr. Paganelli, as well as Ms. Capitola from his office, and this is basically consolidated for 4 separate bargaining units. This is consolidating not only the collective bargaining agreement, but subsequent memoranda of agreement, so that it's all in one spot and one neat package, basically. It's nothing new. All these MOAs and CBAs have been previously approved by this board through resolutions, and the respective bargaining units have also approved these.
Okay. Freeholders, do we have any questions on resolutions 1 through 4? No questions?
Just, Madam President,
Yes.
through you, Counselor. So what happens in 3 weeks when we hit 2014? Is this something that we're going to see on our agenda again, just to move forward?
I'm
or-
going to defer to County Counsel on that for the order of events. I see what you're saying is that the latest MOAs on these, and this is what I think Freeholder is referring to, the expiration date is December 31, 2013.
Madam President, if you would, I have Dolores Capitola from the Office of County Counsel here to explain that.
Dolores Capitola, Office of the County Council. We're now starting negotiations for 2014 and forward, but we still, because of housekeeping, just want to sort of put the old agreements together, and then we could just do another one when it comes time. But that is not going to be within the next few months. We're not ready at this point.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So I just want to understand, your answer is that this would have no effect on the 2014 negotiation?
Correct. This is just combining the three agreements through December 31st, 2013. It has nothing to do with 2014. There's no new money. It's all based on collective bargaining agreements and memorandums of agreement that have been approved by the freeholders. And there's nothing new. It's simply combining all the documents.
Okay. Let me just ask one question. I think I did ask the question. And all of the collective bargaining unions, they understand what we're doing. They're aware that we're compiling all of.
They signed off on them.
This-
They're
that's-
just like, they're full agreements. Everybody, the union has signed off on them, and we have as well.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was on the record.
Actually, it's at their request. They prefer having one
They
document.
prefer having it
Yep.
that way. Very good.
Mhm.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no additional questions, freeholders.
One
Madam
more
Clerk?
question. I'm sorry, Madam
Yes,
President, not to cut
Freeholder
you off.
Luciano?
While I have Ms. Capitola here.
Yes.
Just to update the board as well, the contracts that the different unions have in Essex County, they're good through when? When do they expire?
All of them expire at the end of this month.
At the end of this month?
Yes, December 31st.
Okay. All right, I just wanted to get that on record, thank you.
All 26.
Okay. Freeholder Owens?
But maybe I misunderstood you, that you've already negotiated the next contract?
No, we have just, we've started some preliminary discussions with several unions, not all of them, but we have no agreement and, at this point.
Okay, thank you.
Freeholders, no additional questions or comments? Thank you, Ms. Capicola. Madam, did I hear someone else? Madam Clerk, we'll list 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we'll go to 5.
Resolution 5 is the Office of Prosecutor. It's approval to submit an application in the amount of $250,000 to the New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice Office of Insurance Fraud prosecutors for the Essex County Prosecutor's Office, continued participation in the Insurance Fraud Reimbursement Program for 2014. If approved, the funds will be used to augment and enhance the investigation and prosecution of insurance fraud, especially medical insurance fraud and structure of fires, arson. The funding is used for salaries for an assistant prosecutor, one detective, and one part-time detective. This is for 2013. 2014. So far in 2013, this same program has had 55 referrals, resulting in 15 indictments and over $32,000 in restitution.
Okay, let's take 6. Let's continue with 6, please.
6 is the Department of Health and Rehabilitation, Division of Hospital Center. It's a contract to Pino Consulting Group to provide cost reporting and reimbursement consulting services for January 1st, 2014 to December 31st, 2014, amount not to exceed $142,250. This was a publicly advertised, fair and open RFP. Pino, if they're awarded this contract, would provide Medicare, Medicaid, and psychiatric state aid cost reports and other required financial reports, prepare the countywide cost allocation plan, technical assistance. Last year, Pino, who had the contract last year, charged the same amount, $142,250. This comes out of the operating budget, and the hospital center portion is reimbursable 85%, and Pino is a small business enterprise.
Okay, very good. Freeholders, questions, comments on 5? No questions, no comments? Mr. Frank, you have any
There's,
questions?
just to say that there's no match on this grant number 5. There's no cost to the county.
No cost to the county
No
on
cost to
5.
the county?
Yeah.
You have any questions?
Not on 5, no.
No.
Nope.
Not on 5?
Nope. I don't
Okay, no further questions on 5. We'll move to 6, freeholders. Question, comments? Frank, Mr. McInerney?
Just that Pino has been with us for a lot of years. They've done a very good job with the cost reimbursement and direct cost plan, and they're a highly touted firm throughout the state of New Jersey and do a number of counties.
Michael, Mr. Polyvecchio?
No, I was going to say the same thing. They're, should be familiar to everyone. They've been with the county for a while, and I think they do secure a good deal of reimbursement for us.
Okay. Okay, freeholders? Do we consider this, a contract like this, a special contract?
It's a professional services
Professional
contract.
services?
Right.
And sometimes you don't get a lot of bids on professional services.
How many RFPs did you get?
How many bids did we have on this one?
RFPs, it would be RFPs you got in this, right, or RFQs?
RF,
Only one firm submitted.
just one?
Yes.
That's
Kind
what I
of a
thought.
specialized.
The specialized, okay. I just wanted to make sure we were on target. Okay, freeholders, no further questions on Resolution 6. Madam Clerk, we'll list 5 and 6, and we'll go to 7.
Resolution 7 is a county budget insertion of items of revenue from the state of New Jersey, Department of Human Services, Division of Family Development for Social Services for the Homeless Program, Division of Community Action, in the amount of $180,341. This is supplemental funding for additional homeless services, and Madam President, Resolution 8 goes with it.
Yes, I'm going to ask you to take
Continue?
it with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Department of Citizen Services, Division of Community Action, the authorization to increase modified 10 existing homeless social service contracts under additional funding from social services for the homeless grant aggregate not to exceed $180,341. The modification for 10 agencies is for the homeless prevention, emergency shelter services, and case management. We provided you a matrix of preventative services, and 10 of the 22 agencies are receiving increases under this.
Okay, freeholders, Resolution 7.
Madam President,
Freeholder Owens?
when you say homeless services, social services, just what does that entail?
I have Maurice Brown, the division director who can answer that question for you.
For you, place your
Maurice-
name on the record, please, and the department
Maurice
that you
Brown, the
fill in.
Acting Director for the Division of Community Action. Madam President, Freeholders, in answer to your question, Freeholder Owens, when we talk about the homelessness, in this case, it's preventative. And what we mean by preventative is those that need assistance in their rental or mortgage assistance. They may have fallen behind, they may have lost their job, they may have had an emergency, something happened in their family situation, their income. So this program provides that additional need. However, they must be able to sustain themselves. So therefore, if they get this one or two times help, one-time help, that they're able to sustain themselves going forward.
Madam President.
Yes, continue, Freeholder.
So in other words, it also prevents homelessness.
That's
one of
correct,
the-
yes.
one of the- Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Yes.
Madam President.
Freeholders, additional questions? Freeholder Bobadilla?
Well, I know for a fact, reading the documentation provided, that now we're providing benefits for victims of Superstorm Sandy, correct? We're extending that benefit?
Yes, sir.
Have we identified how many of those victims we are going to service throughout the modification of the contract?
That is not this particular resolution.
Okay.
That's actually the next resolution.
Yeah, that's Resolution 9, I think.
This
The Sandy
one, this,
homeowners?
yeah, this one pertains to anyone in the county that needs particular help that has been ongoing for the year 2013.
Well, I mean, the documentation reads, additional funding as well as an allocation for eligible participants who remain victims of Superstorm Sandy has become available. So that's separate, even though it's listed in this documentation? That's on page 7. And by the way, I think it's great. I just wanted to know if we have identified how many of those victims we're going to be helping out.
I'm sorry, I'm missing that.
Yeah. Okay, well, we can provide that
Through
information.
you, Madam
later.
President, the decision memorandum for 8 and 9 were combined, so that actually is referring to Resolution 9, not 8.
Okay. I'm reading 8. But, we can get more information.
I understand,
on
Freeholder,
Okay.
we combined the two decision memorandums together, so it's actually referring to 9, not 8.
All right, thanks.
But I can answer it, but I don't want to go out of order.
Okay, the question, I think, was the revenue from the state, did it prevent homelessness? And I think you answered that. And now we're on 8. Is that the same answer? Because we're authorizing to increase and modify 10 existing homeless social services contracts. So this is two separate items? Or is it the same?
7 and 8 on the agenda would be the same.
The same, because it's the same $180,000.
That's correct.
Okay, so what's the difference between 7 and 8?
There isn't any, one is just the insertion of that 180,000, and then on 8 is showing
For
how
to-
the
to insert
180
it.
is going to, right.
Okay, so 7 is for us to insert the items, and 8 is for us to increase and modify 10 existing homeless social services.
Yes, Madam President.
Okay. Okay, freeholders, are we clear on that now?
I'll talk to the department.
Okay,
afterwards. Thank
all
you.
right.
Thank you.
I don't think so. Okay. Mr. McInerney, you have any questions on 7
Not on
and
this,
8?
Madam President, no.
Okay. Let me ask the administration, and 9, is 9 associated with 7 and 8? Is 7, 8, and 9? The dollar amount is different, that's why, because the Sandy Homeowner Renter Assistance Program is one thing. Reinserting funds from the state of New Jersey for 10 existing homeless social services for the 180. Is that, and we're talking about a different dollar amount for 9?
It's a different pot of money with the same agency.
It's a different part of it.
Yes.
So let me take 7 and 8 together, and then we'll come back to 9.
And you do 9. That's
Okay.
fine. Yes.
All righty. Madam Clerk, we have, freeholders, you have additional questions on 7 and 8? If not, Madam Clerk, we'll list 7 and 8, and will you explain 9 for us, Mr. Bronowitz?
Yes, Madam President. Resolution 9, Citizen Services Division of Community Action, authorization to increase or modify 4 existing homeless social service contract under funding for the Sandy Homeowner Renters Assistance Program, called SHRAP. Aggregated amount not to exceed $489,156. The funding to 4 agencies is for Essex County homeowners or renters who still remain victims of Superstorm Sandy. This is for, we provided a matrix for this. It's a previously inserted amount of $3,891,200. This is an additional amount for a Sandy grant period for the period October 1st, 2013 through September 30th, 2015. And again, we have Director Brown here, if you have any questions.
Okay. Okay, but you explain again the difference. I know we explained, we understand 7 and 8. Now we're talking about the Sandy Homeowner Renter Assistance Program. This is another pot of money.
Yes, Madam
Okay.
President.
So will you explain that to us, please?
Sure. The last time there was an
Oh, you
insert.
put your name on the record again for me?
Maurice Brown, Acting Director for Community Action. The last time I think I was here a week or so ago, we inserted in the budget roughly 3.8 million of Sandy money. This is part of that Sandy money. This is strictly for those that have been affected by the storm. And this portion, this 489,000 is for 4 agencies from now until December that will act basically for Essex County, using that money to help victims of Sandy.
So I think the question.
That's right, exactly, Madam
Freeholder
President.
Bobadilla asked, do we have a listing of individuals who falls under this rental assistance program because they are still victims of Sandy?
We don't have a listing right now. We're working with the agencies, and we've asked them to, as they put the program out there, that we hear from people as they come in to see what type of numbers that we're getting. The reason why we chose those 4 particular agencies is because of the location. For example, we have Montclair Salvation Army and Montclair Salvation Army, I'm sorry.
Life management.
Yes. Mhm. We have Township of Bloomfield. They will handle pretty much, we're expecting them to handle any suburban type areas. And we have Focus and Newark Emergency Services for Family, which we're expecting to handle most of the urban. Particularly, we're looking at the Ironbound section. We don't really know what we're going to expect a year later, but this is where we're starting.
Yes. Mr. I don't know what's wrong
McInerney.
with
It's only been 26
I don't
years.
know I'm not there.
Is it fair to say that have all the specifications as to what these grants are going to be utilized for been resolved? As to what the funds are specifically to be used for?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is it anticipated that these agencies can use those funds up for the?
It's anticipated, yes.
My understanding was that there's only about a 4% admin charge in these grants, which is kind of light. Is that
Yes,
correct?
and that is correct.
Isn't
And
it a little
we've
tough
talked-
on the agencies, though, to administer this with the 4%?
Well, we are talking to the agencies and also the state. And
See
what
if we
we're
can get that
looking at,
increased?
well, we're looking at to see what the volume is coming in.
Right.
Because we don't know.
Right.
So If that volume, I've asked all the agencies, the 4 agencies, I've actually talked to myself.
Right.
And I said, if you see your volume, your numbers of clients come in,
Right.
please let us know right away, and we'll get in touch with the state.
To see if the admin percentage can be
Yes.
increased from 4
Yes.
upward. Thank you.
Okay. And what was the fourth one? We have Montclair Salvation
Oh, I'm
Army,
sorry.
Township of Bloomfield,
um,
Focus, and what was the fourth one?
The Newark Emergency Services.
No, it's like, I think Life Management's in there, isn't it? Is that the one?
No, it's Focus,
It's
Newark
Focus.
Emergency Services, the Salvation Army of Montclair, and the Township
Okay,
of
well, I see.
Bloomfield.
So that's Newark Emergency Services.
Yes.
Thank you.
And getting back to the question from Freeholder Bobadilla, these 4 agencies, they should have some idea, or they have to go out and wait for individuals to contact them? How would they know, individuals know that these funds are available?
The state has placed their agencies on the website, and by any means that they're going to market or get it out through newspapers, some of them through their local newspapers. Township of Bloomfield is looking at putting it in their local paper and to advertise that these funds are now available, and if you have any of these issues, to come into these 4 agencies.
Okay, so the new Ironbound area with Focus and Newark, would that be listed in the Star Ledger?
At this point, no. They would list it on their websites, and the state
the
has it
website.
on their website.
Okay. Do I have any additional questions, Freeholders? Freeholder Gill?
Thank you, Madam President. Just to piggyback on that question, what is the total amount that these agencies are expected to spend between now and the end of the calendar year based on this insertion?
Approximately 122,000
Per
agency.
per agency?
Yes.
And that's from, the dates on that are from the date of this, when we make this?
Yes.
So in the next 3 weeks?
Yes. However, they don't lose the money after December 31st.
Okay. So the money, it rolls over?
Yes, sir.
To the 2014. And the selection of these 4 entities is based on what?
It was looking at the performance of some of the agencies for preventive care, the top 4, and also the locale,
Okay.
which we thought would cover pretty much Essex County.
Okay, so preventative care
Yes.
could include, for the record, preventative care would include?
Rental assistance,
Mhm.
mortgage assistance. For example, if I may, if someone put out money for a roof expense and they use their mortgage money to do that, then they might qualify for this program, provided they weren't, they hadn't gotten any funds from FEMA or their insurance or any federal or state agency.
And we're comfortable up to this point that with these 4 organizations who have been selected, there has not been anything through your department that would suggest that they've had any problem dispersing the money to qualified individuals?
Well, they haven't started yet, sir, but
What about them, so they haven't started with the money from that was awarded in the first part of the contract?
Right, this is actually the first.
I thought, okay. So October 1st to December 31st,
Yes, sir.
right? But it covers January 1st, 2000 and,
The 3.8 million.
Right.
If I may, the 3.8 million is through October 2013 through September 2015.
Okay,
We're only using this portion for 2013.
okay.
But we don't lose the money if they don't use it by December
They don't
31st.
use it. Okay. Just through you, Madam President, when that, I would ask, and I know we always get it, but when the answer to Mr. Freeholder Bobadilla's question as well be provided for the board,
Okay,
I would appreciate it. Thank you.
very good. Okay, Mr. Abramovich, the question that was posed by Freeholder Bobadilla and myself, would you please prepare an answer for the board?
Yes, Madam President.
Thank you. Additional questions, comments? Okay, Madam Clerk, we'll list Resolution 9. And let's take 10, 11. And
Resolution.
we'll go with 12, too.
Resolution
Mr.
10, Citizen Services, Division on Senior Services. It's an amendment to the 2013 Area Matrix Plan for Senior Services, aggregate amount not to exceed $980,578. This is a one-time additional funding to address those clients on a waiting list, service expansion and equipment, National Disaster Relief Grant for replenishment of emergency meals, Sandy relief funds for home repair, and advocacy for senior nutrition. We provided a list of agencies. They include Krill Care, City of Orange, East Orange General Hospital, Family Connections, Focus, Jewish Community Center, Jewish Family Services, and Life Management, Inc.
Let's take 11.
Department of Citizen Services, Division of Welfare, approval to enter into a contract with 10 temporary emergency shelter service providers, November 1st, 2013 through October 31st, 2018, not to exceed $10,900,000 per year. The county share of that would be $225,000 per year on the grant funding. This was a publicly advertised and fair open RFP. It's for homeless individuals and families who receive economic benefits through one of the following, either through TANF, General Assistant, or Supplemental Security Income, it's SSI. It's a 5-year contract. There are 19 vendors responded to the RFP at the time. We are recommending 10 proposals who have completed the procurement process. When other vendors complete the process, we would bring them to the board for approval. We provide a list of vendors to you with the yearly amounts, capacity rates, and funding breakdown.
Okay, let's take 12.
12 is a budget insertion. Item of revenue from the State of New Jersey Department of Labor and Workforce Development for Hurricane Sandy Disaster National Emergency Grant. It's the Department of Economic Development, Training, and Employment for $543,446. This supplemental funding we already received $299,474. Now the total is $3,542,920. For Sandy funds used to provide for salaries for temporary employment for disaster relief. We have 34 extended from Phase 1 and 27 new people. And we have Amina Bey here to explain the program if you require.
Okay, we'll call her up in a few minutes. Let's go back to questions and answers for 10 freeholders. Comments? Let's take 11. Questions, freeholders? Comments? And let's go to 12. And we can call Ms. Bailey this time. We call her up. I think what we would need to hear from Ms. Bay is just an explanation of how this program works.
Amina Bey, Manager of Workforce Services, Essex County Division of Training and Employment. Madam President, the program, as you know, is funded through the New Jersey Department of Labor, Workforce Development to provide temporary work for Essex County residents to help with cleanup, rebuild, and reconstruction for areas damaged by Hurricane Sandy. The original grant came in October of 2012, went through April 29th, 2013. The state provided an extension because there was additional funding that came through the federal government, and now this budget insertion is for the additional funding for the extension. And there are 8 municipalities that are providing employment, and we have a total of 188 Essex County residents that are participating in this program.
Okay. Freeholders, while we have Ms. Bay at the mic, do we have any questions? The 8 municipalities, would you list those municipalities for me?
We have Belleville, Bloomfield, Caldwell, we have Essex County Department of Public Works, we have Essex County Parks, East Orange Department of Public Works, East Orange Water Commission, we have Fairfield, Township of Irvington, Montclair, Nutley, and Orange.
And the 8 municipalities with the departments will
Yes.
continue to get the funding.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
What type of accounting do we need from the municipalities to show how they're utilizing the funds?
Well, they're providing monthly invoices that includes payroll data, timesheets, and also receipts for any work-related expenses such as transportation, if there are uniforms involved, different supplies that are required for the job.
Okay, Freeholders, additional questions, comments? Mr. McInerney, you have any questions or comments? Freeholder Gill?
Thank you, Madam President. And if I missed it, I apologize. Was there included in the packet the a breakout of workers per municipality? Or could that be provided?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We have that.
Okay, thank you.
And just so you know, Freeholder, that the number of workers that are provided for each municipality is based on the request from the municipality. They stated how many workers they needed for the jobs that they had.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Freeholder Gill, you have any additional questions from the documents that
No.
you're reviewing?
No, thank you, Madam President.
Okay. All righty, Madam Clerk, we will list 10, 11, and 12. And we'll go to, Mr. Bonowitz, we'll go to 13, 14, and 15.
Resolution 13 is Department of Corrections, a contract award to Diamond Chemical Company to furnish and deliver liquid laundry products, exercising a 2-year contract option, amount not to exceed $36,599.69. This is for the years 2014 and 2015. The original contract was $36,417.60. They're exercising a 0.5% New Jersey index rate increase. To date, we spent $6,735.20. It's an as-needed contract.
Okay.
14 is Corrections, contract award to 2 lowest responsible bidders for item unit on basis to furnish and deliver inmate uniforms for 2014 and 2015, amount not to exceed $200,000. We received 6 bids from 30 potential vendors. The companies are Robinson Textile and Uniforms Manufacturing. These are open-ended as-needed contracts, and we provided the Freeholder Board with a list of the items that are provided. Resolution 15 is Department of Parks and Cultural Affairs, a contract with Easy Facility, Inc., Frontline Solutions to provide point-of-sale hardware maintenance for 2014, amount not to exceed $51,948. This provides the maintenance for all point-of-sale and related hardware at Turtleback Zoo and Cody Arena. It's a bid-exempt proprietary hardware and software. This is for PC monitors, POS units, printers, cash drawers, and card swipes.
Okay. Freeholders, Resolution 13, question, comments? Mr. McInerney, question, comments? 14, Freeholders? Question, comments? 15. Okay, the two lowest responsive bidders on 14, are these the same vendors we had last year?
Yes, Madam President, they
Are
are.
we satisfied with the work, right? I'm sure we are. Okay. Freeholders, no further questions on 13, 14, and 15. Madam Clerk, relist 13, 14, and 15, and Mr. Bronovich, we'll go to Resolution 16.
16, Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, a cancellation of Resolution 2013-00381 and corresponding contract with Figon Electric. This was originally approved May 7, 2013 for $307,020.50. However, the Federal Highway Administration did not approve citing the scope of the work included under a future project, which was just approved for South Orange Avenue on November 18th. That's what we're calling the S-curves. The cancellation will enable the release and return of the vendor's performance bond.
Okay. Freeholders? Question, comment? Mr. McInerney, no question, no comment?
comments here, no.
You don't? 17, question, comment?
Madam President, I don't think I read 17.
Oh, I'm sorry, let's go to 17.
Thank you.
I'm moving you too fast, right? I'll tell you what, let's go to 17 and 18.
Very well. 17, Department of Public Works, Division of Engineering, contract award to Bismarck Construction Corporation, the lowest responsive and responsible bidder for existing well activation and lake water piping system in Branchbrook Park. It's a 90-day contract not to exceed $334,500, grant funded. We received 2 bids from 4 potential vendors. Bismarck Construction was selected. They're an MBE and an SBE. The current well in Branchbrook Park needs rehabilitation in order to maintain water flow in the lake. Rehabilitating the well will create the needed aeration and help with the fish and the control of the algae in the park lake.
Continue.
And 18, Public Works, Division of Engineering, contract award to Foggia Trinity Electric, the lowest responsive and responsible bidder, to provide rehabilitation at intersections, a 1-year contract not to exceed $220,000. We received 4 bids. This is a as-needed contract out of capital funds. It's to repair traffic signals as needed. Currently, there's 1 pending on Glen Avenue in Millburn, and last year we spent $175,000, and it was the same vendor, Foggia.
Okay, Freeholder, let's go back to question, comments on 16, 17.
17.
Yes, Freeholder Owens.
The lake water piping system for Branchbrook Park, is this same type of service offered to all the parks in Essex County?
This contract is specific for Branchbrook Park.
Just strictly for Branchbrook Park?
Yes, that's Freeholder.
But is there an allowance for other parks that get the same type of service?
That I would not know offhand. I can find out and get back to you.
I'd like to get the numbers.
I know there is aeration in lakes and other parks. I am aware of that, but as far as piping, I would have to get back to you on that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay, very good. That information, we'll make sure that you receive, Freeholder Owens. Freeholders, additional question, comments? We on 17? 18?
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, Freeholder Vice President Sebo.
I'm still going back to the one having to do with Branchbrook Park. Isn't it so that Branchbrook Park Alliance is paying for this?
That's correct, Freeholder, yes.
It's paid for by?
It's being paid for by Branchbrook Park Alliance, not by the county.
It's grant funded.
It's grant funded.
It's grant funded. Through you, Madam President, yes, it's grant funded.
But they're paying for it.
Correct.
It's coming under their grant.
Right.
Okay.
I just wanted to
To
be
make
clear
s-
about that.
But-
In other words, if another park wanted to do it, another alliance could pay for something that they wanted.
In a particular part, okay.
Yes.
So this is the grant funding coming from, is that that's not open
No.
space, that's
It's
not,
from the Branchford Park Alliance.
they're asking us to accept the grant from them to do the work.
Correct.
Okay,
That was why I wanted to be clear
That's
about
good.
that, because if another park, if another alliance for another park in the county wanted to spend their money on something, they could propose to do so.
and they always have to come through the
Right,
freeholders to
right.
accept the grant.
So this is not
in order for
something
the work to
county
be
is
done. Okay.
initiating, it's Branchford Park Alliance.
Correct, and the money was inserted at the last freeholder meeting.
Yes, okay. Okay, so, any additional questions on 17 freeholders? That information, would you still need that since we have
Well,
an
I think it kind of clears
explanation?
up things, Madam President, but I was, it didn't say that here. That's why the question is
Right.
there, is that it didn't say anything about an alliance or anything. It just says,
Grant funding.
I would assume by what it says that it's coming out of the county. That's because it's in this package.
Right,
That's why,
That's why you cleared it
that's
up.
why I
Cleared it up,
stated that,
right.
to make it clear for you.
If you like, Madam President, we're still looking at the information if other parks have the capability.
yes, the other parks have the capability of submitting their request, submitting their grant funding to the county. We have to accept it into the budget in order for the county to contract the work. Is that the way it goes?
Yes.
Am I correct? I want to make sure.
Yes, Madam President.
Okay. All righty. Okay. 18 freeholders, questions, comments? No questions, no comments, freeholders on 18. Madam Clerk, let's list 16, 17, and 18. And let's hear Mr. Bronovitz, 19.
Yes, Madam President. 19 is the Department of Administration of Finance Office of Purchasing approval of the omnibus resolution for purchase of goods and services from January 1st, 2014 through June 30th, 2014, aggregate amount not to exceed $7,060,000. Last year, in 2013, for the same period of time, it was $6,772,000. The state contracts are co-op agreements under this. The county co-ops are co-op agreements with counties using state contracting process. We provided you with a list of commodities and the amounts requested for each for 2013.
Freeholders, question, comments on Resolution 19? No questions?
Just for the record,
Yes.
Madam President.
Freeholder Luciana?
The board has been informed on what the omnibus does purchase for the county. Obviously, if you look at the number there, you see a very large number of $7 million. I just wanted to be clear that we're listing this, and we are a board that knows, full aware of what the omnibus does as far as going out and group purchasing, such things as tires, et cetera. I just wanted to put that on the record because it's such a large amount.
Very good. And you putting on the record that the board, we are aware of the omnibus purchase of goods and services. We have a listing that the freeholders receive on the type of items that can be purchased and the dollar amount. Okay. Any additional questions, comments, freeholders? That's good for the record. Okay, no
Yes.
further. Freeholder Vice President Siebold, I'm sorry.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that Mr. McInerney is approved of this omnibus.
Yes, I have.
Thank you.
Very good.
And it's okay.
It's good shape.
Okay, question, comments, freeholders? No questions, no comments. We'll list 19, Madam Clerk. And Madam Clerk, there's a resolution from the Freeholder Board. Would you explain that?
Yes. Resolution 20, establishing the time and place for the reorganization meeting of the Essex County Board of Chosen Freeholders. Every year, it is required by the county code that such a meeting is held, and the meeting is scheduled for 2014 on January 8th.
Okay. Freeholders, any questions for clarification? None. We'll list Resolution 20, Madam Clerk. And we'll take 21, 22, 23 together, and we'll list them. And Madam Clerk, do we have any added starter resolutions?
Madam President, we have none.
Okay. We'll go to the public comment session. If there's any member of the public who would like to comment on any matter, please come to the microphone, state your name, address, and affiliation for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to speak.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Madam President, Douglas Freeman, Weequahic Park Sports Authority President, P.O. Box 4252, Newark, New Jersey. Speaking on behalf of the citizens in regards to Thanksgiving, senior services, farmers market that was at Weequahic Park, it was an overwhelming success. The seniors came by the busload. We had over 500 seniors, and we ran out of food, so that was a good thing. So I just want to thank the county for providing and working with the sports authority and make sure our seniors was given some good vegetables and fruit over the holidays. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Do we have anyone else who would like to comment on any issue or item? Okay, we'll go to other business freeholders. Do we have any other business freeholders that you would like to put on the record? If not, I'll report out the freeholder questions and public comments from our November 18th meeting. Under the introduction of ordinance number 1, freeholder Patricia Seabold asked to see schematics for the project, and the memo was sent out on the 21st, and the response came back on the 21st. I think it's the opposite way. The memo was sent to the administration on the 18th, on the 19th, and the response came back on the 21st. Freeholder Clark asked if the county has ever approved a capital ordinance. The response went to the administration. We received the response back on November the 21st. Freeholder Clark and Freeholder President Watson asked that all documents related to the ordinance be forwarded to the board where they may be kept on file. The response went to the administration on the 21st, and the response received on the 3rd. Freeholder Brendan Gill asked if a capital ordinance has ever been used for roadway improvements. The response went to the administration on 11/21 and response received December 3rd. We went to ordinance O-20130015 from Freeholder Beasley, asked the administration to provide information about minority participation. The memo went to the administration on the 21st, response on the 3rd. Freeholder Clark asked that the new debt service schedule projection be put in writing. That went out on the 21st, received response from the administration on the 3rd. Freeholder Clark asked the administration to make a presentation about this project. That was Resolution 18 and 19. To the Orange Municipal Council, and provide the board with a copy of Mayor Dwayne Warren's letter in support. The memo went to the administration on the 21st, and we received a response on the 3rd. And Freeholder Watson asked the administration to look into making improvement elsewhere on South Orange Avenue from South Clinton Street in East Orange. If not as part of this project, then through other projects. The memo went to the administration on the 21st, received a response on the 3rd. Mr. Douglas Freeman asked the county to appropriate to designate an area in Weequahic Park where his organization can hold its Veterans Observance, and asked the county to send a letter to the city of Newark insisting that it provide grief counseling for children in their community who are affected by killings. The memo was sent to the administration on the 21st. We have not received a response back, but as soon as we receive a response, we will send that response to Mr. Douglas. Freeholder Watson suggested that elected officials in the county, we should come together to declare a state of emergency to do something to address the cause of violence and killings in the urban area. I think we had 1 or 2 killings over the Thanksgiving weekend. It just continues, it just doesn't stop. I sent a letter to Mayor of Newark, Mayor Quintana, and what we will be asking the administration to work with the clerk to see if we can get some of the other law enforcement to agree to meet with us, and then we'll come up with a date at a later time. And we just need a commitment from them to meet with this board. Okay? No further questions, comments, freeholders? Then may I ask for a motion? And let me congratulate Freeholder Owens. You were sworn in, officially sworn in as a freeholder this afternoon. We welcome you. And unfortunately, you got to be sworn in again in June.
Thank you, Madam Freeholder.
Yes. Okay, if no further comments, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
I didn't know.